Hey class, today you are going to learn about what Socratic seminars are. This is something that we are going to really be incorporating into our class as we approach our learning about and reading about the book To Kill a Mockingbird. This presentation was actually created by another teacher whose name is Tiana Fox, but it really follows the model that I'd like us to incorporate in our class. So here we go. Let's launch into it. What is Socratic seminar? Definition. The Socratic seminar is a formal discussion based on a text in which the leader asks open-ended questions within the context of the discussion. Students listen closely to the comments of others, thinking critically for themselves and articulate their own thoughts and their responses to the thoughts of others. They learn to work cooperatively and to question intelligently and actively. Originally, this idea of Socratic seminars came from Socrates, who was a Greek philosopher. Socrates thought it was more important for students to think for themselves than to merely fill their heads with right answers. The seminar is a method to try to understand information. It is a discussion. The seminar is a collaborative, open, spurred by questions that encourage critical thinking, deep reading, and active listening skills. As your teacher, I will open the seminar with questions that you will explore, and your job is to talk about them. If you have any further questions as we continue through the seminar, you may post the questions to the group as well. The participants carry the burden of responsibility for the quality of the discussion. It is a discussion, not a debate. This is a very important note for you to make, because oftentimes you're going to want to critique someone for what they said. But remember, the point of Socratic seminar is for us to get a further understanding of what it is that we're talking about. So if someone has a different interpretation about something than you did, that's okay. Acknowledge that that is a different point of view and that you saw it a different way. But remember, this is not a debate. Now, let's explore the core of Socratic seminars. Make sure that you come prepared with proof of close reading. As we're in the seminar, make sure you do not raise your hand, as we're supposed to engage in discussion. Listen carefully to other people's comments. This might be hard, as you want to be able to think about what it is that you're going to share, but make sure that you are listening carefully to what other people are saying. It is also very important that we address one another respectfully, especially if someone does have a different interpretation than you did. For Socratic seminars, we are going to be sitting in two circles. Students sit in an inner and outer circle. Only the inner circle may speak, and they must speak respectfully to one another. Students need to build off what each other says, using phrases like, "I agree with that because," is a way to show that. Speakers need to use a strong voice, sit up straight, maintain eye contact, and allow students to finish their thoughts. There is no hand raising. Everybody in the inner and outer circle needs to make sure that you are taking notes. For note-taking, you are building off of one another's sentence starters, such as, "Can you clarify what you meant by?" Another interpretation of the passage could be, "When we break down the passage, we see that," "You claim that," make sure you state the claim, "reminds me of," building off of your point, your idea relates to, "This passage suggests that," this serves as a segue to, into. Your question raises another one, which is, "If I can add to your point, going back to your earlier point, your comment leads me to think about, question, wonder if, what textual examples support your idea?" Students should reference the text in their discussion. If a point is being made, it is important to identify page or line number. That is why it is important to mark up the text with thinking, so that it is easy to find what you want to talk about. This is the part about coming prepared. Because we will be referencing the text, it is important that you know and have made notes to the book or the text prior to coming into discussion. In order to participate, students must prepare for the seminar. In doing so, tickets into the seminar will be completed, annotated poems, and answered guide questions that the teacher has given you beforehand. Those who do not have the required assignments will need to sit in the outer circle and listen to the discussion, making notes, both positive and negative, about the conversation taking place in the inner circle. Watch the following video clip example. Look for evidence of the rules and guidelines of a Socratic seminar. Jot down things that you see the students doing that are good, as well as things that are bad. Be prepared to discuss your ideas with the class.
Talking about how he became in the mental institution, but he was like, but I don't want to tell you my whole life story. So, and then he did, and then the whole thing played out, the whole story played out, and then at the end, he started missing the people that he was talking about in the story. Because he was saying everybody was funny, and he didn't like nobody, and then he realized he was alone, and everybody he was saying was funny was actually like not there for him, but like entertained him. Like he was just bored now, alone in the crazy house.
I agree with Dominique because he was he talked about those people real, like just really talked about them bad, but in the end he was just missing them. Like, dang, I'm phony. I don't don't nobody like me or something. Like that's probably how he felt. Like
I agree.
Yeah,
because now that he's in the midst of a mental institution, he's just there's nobody there for him. He can't even entertain his own self, but he can just sit there and look dumb. Because now I'm just saying, he really could. He can just sit there and look dumb because nobody's in there for him to talk to. He can't talk to anybody. He doesn't have any friends. Most of all the people that he actually had cared for, he doesn't have them anymore, besides his sister. But he still can't even talk to her because she's nowhere around.
Feel better. So then, some people, I forgot that lady name, but her name was Sunny. He felt bad for her in her situation, thinking oh man, she a prostitute. I wonder how the people feel when she go try and pay for stuff. And then he started feeling bad. I mean, that's probably not why he didn't have sex with her. He was nervous too, but that probably contributed a lot. But
that's one of the only people that he actually felt bad for, though. And notice that through the whole book,
What were some of the good things the students were doing? What were some bad? Think about it for a second. As you can see, some of the things that they were doing, everybody was engaged in the discussion. Everybody had something to say, and you can tell by what the students were saying that they were prepared for the Socratic seminar. Now, some of the language that they were using could have really focused on a stronger academic language. But other than that, the students were discussing and very engaged in the conversation. Now, an overview of what Socratic seminars are. 1. Students discuss and learn from each other. 2. Students explain confusing concepts to each other in a respectful way. 3. A higher level of thinking is achieved through respectful interaction. 4. Close reading is required for a well-functioning seminar to take place. 5. Portions of the text need to be incorporated into discussions. 6. The teacher is the facilitator, not the leader. This helps to encourage a sense of safety. 7. Students take ownership of their own learning. 8. Following the seminar, students will need to complete a reflection. 9. Students are graded on their participation and preparation. All Langston Hughes papers will be turned in following the seminar. In our case, since we're not really focusing on Langston Hughes, we're going to be really focusing on To Kill a Mockingbird for our Socratic seminar purposes.